You are welcome to part 3 of the presentation on Lord Buddha's teaching. He preached what man should do to end suffering. Lord Buddha, born to this world as Prince Siddhartha, led a luxurious life till he left his palace to seek an answer to the burning problem he was harboring in his mind for so long. The numerous sufferings man has to undergo in his lifetime. Everyone born to this world, rich or poor, will have to face the inevitable suffering, birth, ill health, old age, and death. And Prince Siddhartha, in his prime age, perceived how man suffers and decided to find a solution to this burning question. For 6 years he strived to achieve his target, and one hopeful night he found the solution to his lifelong search, the way to end suffering. He knew that it was not easy for him to make people see what he saw. The fundamental teachings of Buddha gave an answer to the never-ending suffering of man. In his first sermon to the 5 disciples, he explained the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So we see in Buddha's fundamental teachings the 4 main areas that we should understand are categorized as suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So we see that Lord Buddha's teachings are based on these 4 noble truths. Lord Buddha preached the 4 noble truths for everyone to see things as truly as they are. The first one being suffering, what everyone born to this world is undergoing. The second noble truth is the reason for suffering. The third one is the cessation of suffering. The fourth is the path leading to the cessation of suffering. It is true that this Pali word Dhukka in ordinary sense means suffering, pain, sorrow, or misery. But the term Dhukka as the first noble truth represents the Buddha's view of life. The word Dhukka, the first noble truth, contains the ordinary meaning of suffering as dukkha dukkha, but it also includes deeper concepts such as parinama dukkha, produced by change, and dukkha as conditioned states, sankhara dukkha. All kinds of suffering in life, like birth, old age, sickness, death, association with unpleasant persons and conditions, separation from pleasant persons and conditions, not getting what one desires, grief, lamentation, distress, and every form of physical and mental suffering are included in ordinary suffering, dukkha dukkha. Happy feelings and happy conditions in life are not permanent. They change and produce pain and suffering. This type of suffering produced by changes is known as virapari nama dukkha. The third form of dukkha, sankhara Dhukka, is the most important aspect of the first noble truth. To understand Sankhara Dukkha, it requires an explanation of what we consider as a being, as an individual, or as I, according to Buddha's teaching. What we mean by being an individual or I is only a combination of ever-changing physical and mental forces or energies, which may be divided into 5 groups of aggregates. These are named the Panchas Khanda. The 5 aggregates will be discussed separately. So, I think I could give you a rough idea about the first noble truth as suffering or dukkha. In my next presentation, I hope to discuss the second noble truth as shown by Lord Buddha, the cause of suffering. Feel free to get my latest Buddhist doctrine in the description area.